What's up, y'all? I want to do a little video on putting weight on your dogs, keeping weight on your dogs. I'm gonna try to go through like all the little process elimination I go through when people ask me how to help them put weight on their dogs. And I'm gonna try to go in order of how important I feel things really are. At the end, I got a couple little tidbits about nutrition and diet and that type of stuff. Like when you've done everything else right, but you still can't put weight on your dog, I got some stuff at the end. So I hope y'all watch through the whole thing so y'all can pick up everything, because the end will make more sense if you watch the whole thing. So the first thing I want to talk about is genetics. Genetics is the foundation for everything. By far the most important aspect of the look of the dog. You can hone in on specific things, skin and coat and all that kind of stuff with diet, exercise, and the mental aspect and all that kind of stuff. But you cannot take a greyhound and make a greyhound into a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that as far as for size reference. You cannot just take one dog that's genetically built for something and make it into something else. So then, moving forward, deworming a dog. And if y'all leave them outside all the time, or y'all not take them to the vet and not getting them checked and not observing their stool, that's something that's important. If your dog's urine smells like foul, like something, then you have something wrong with that dog. They might even have, they're not drinking enough water, they're not drinking clean enough water, or they could have some type of ailment or illness that you are neglecting just because you're like, oh, that's a stank ass dog. Like sometimes, no, that's not the case. The next thing is understanding how important the exercise and the dog's actual mind state is. I feel like people think that they don't want their dogs to be active because they want their dog to put on weight. If you just have a dog that you just sit in the cage all the time, that's part of the reason why your dog won't put on no weight. That's why I always say, like, it's so important to exercise the hell out of your puppies. And I'm not saying like force them to do no extra running. I'm saying let them be outside and run in as much area as possible, as much clean, safe area as possible for as long as you can. What happens is your puppies that you're trying to put weight on, they become built like athletes. They lose that fat and pack on muscle. They get that appetite that you want them to have and you want them to whatever. And also the other thing about keeping your puppies exercised is your puppies will be a lot more chill in the house. Your puppies will be a lot easier to train when they have had exercise, when they have exerted all that extra energy. When you don't do nothing with your dogs, when you don't exercise them, when you don't spend time with them, what do? They start digging holes in your shit. They start chewing up all your shit. They start fighting, finding other shit to get into. You gotta treat your dogs as if they were a child, really. Another thing that's strongly overlooked is the cleanliness of the environment, clean water, deworming a dog. All these things are important. If a dog has another living organism inside of them, that's eating up everything you feed them, it don't matter how much you feed them, they not gonna hold on no weight. So make sure that you are consistently changing your dog's water. I be seeing people with dogs and they just, they got like the 5-gallon bucket of water, but the water be murky and has bugs and all that type of stuff floating in it. And it's like, like you gotta know that can't be the best for the dog. And I'm not saying like reverse osmosis, super purified, blah, 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 blah. And then some people be giving their dog only the finest of springs, purified water. It's like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, but shit, I drink out the faucet. So, I mean, with that one, it's just like, just try to keep some clean water around. So with food, when it comes to actually trying to find a food that your dog is gonna enjoy and hold weight is, I feel like the most important thing is variety. It's just like if I told you like, hey, eat this 25-pound bag of oatmeal. Like, shit, I ain't really hungry, so why would I even sit there and force myself to eat? And yeah, you can condition a dog to eat the same type of foods, but when you're talking about what a dog likes, it's just like humans. They have their things that they like to do too. If you notice, every dog has a different personality. Just like every dog is gonna have a different taste, a different temperament, all that type of stuff. I try different foods with different dogs. Every dog is different. Just like you may not like onions and your buddy likes onions. You may not like tomatoes, your friend likes tomatoes. You can't just say, oh, there's one type of dog food that all my dogs like. It's not that simple. Just try to be a little more aware that you have to add some variety, you know, whether it be different types of foods like kibble, meats, fruits, vegetables. Do your research and figure out what vegetables and fruits a dog can actually eat. Don't just think that the dog only is gonna eat meat. I add dine because dine sometimes, but I only use like a tablespoon per dog. But dine will naturally give your dog a little bit more sugar in their diet. But if you overdo it, it's just like syrup on your pancakes. If you have some good pancakes in front of you and somebody pour a whole gallon of syrup on it, you be like, damn, my whole pancakes ruined. They floating in syrup now. I'm not saying a dog thinks like a human, but I'm saying that there's some aspects of just nature that you gotta understand and adapt and realize that the dog does feel this way sometimes. Sometimes I just put a tablespoon of dine in there. It'll change the dog from not wanting to eat at all to eating the whole meal. Simple. So the last thing, you feel like you've done everything right. You got a good, healthy dog, dewormed, all this type of stuff. You just got a specific situation like where a male, maybe like your male don't like to eat when your females is in heat. One of the main things I like to do is add B complex. If you ever go to Track Supply, it's a tube and it looks like it's like a plastic syringe, but it says B complex on there. I put like 5 cc's a day in that food, and that would be like about as much as it'll have it on the back, but it's like as much toothpaste as you put on your toothbrush. I add that to their food daily. It's worked really well for me over the last few years. Of keeping the weight on my males during a time when they typically wouldn't be eating. And on my females, like, you know, probably the first 2 weeks when they're nursing, after they had their puppies, they don't like to eat. And that B complex is one main thing I use. But one thing I want you to notice is there's a reason why things happen the way they do in nature. So there was a study done on humans, and it was saying that human males, when they restrict their diet and eat a low calorie, low meat diet, their libido is higher and their semen count is higher. Now, I don't know if that translates into the dog world, but that's something to think about. Why does a dog not? Why is that a common thing? You know, why does the dog do that? And that might be one of the things that nature is actually telling you, like, hey, your female's coming in heat. I'm trying to get ready. So you trying to keep, you know, forcing your dog to eat, it might not be the best. I'm not saying it is. You know, if you got a dog that's thick and healthy already, then shit, I mean, letting them eat a little less during that time is probably not the worst thing. With the females, I'm just gonna tell you, like, the way I feed my females while they're nursing. It's different with some dogs. Like Lola, Lola does not care what time you feed her. She's eating when she wants to eat. If you feed her in the morning and she's not ready to eat, she's not gonna eat for the day. If I put my bowl in there and then pull it out, she's just not gonna eat for that day. And she's gonna end up losing weight and withering away. So with Lola, I know I gotta keep food around her, and I have to keep a large amount, because sometimes she just get an appetite, and 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear her eating and she's just devouring a bowl of food. I'm like, dang, you know, but that's how she is. And that's part of understanding your dogs in general. But with her meal, it's half kibble, and my kibbles are mixed between two different kibbles. One is the Victor Salmon, and one is a value pack purple bag. The Victor Salmon, I have always had good success with that in their food. I use the value pack, a small amount of value pack. The only reason why is because it's a high calorie food. And I like the way that it almost increases their appetite. You know, yeah, you could say it's a cheaper food. It's not a grade A food or whatever. But when you're trying to put weight on a dog, you will modify their diet to what they like. And like I said, I've noticed that when I mix the two kibbles, she seems to like that a lot more. Red Cell, I'll put about a teaspoon of Red Cell, a tablespoon of Dime. The better you can provide for her, the more calories you can provide, the more nutrition you can provide for her, and continue to get her continuously eating, the better your puppy's gonna look. The thicker, the fatter your puppy's gonna look. It's like people don't understand that. I see people just throw a thing of food, canned dog food in there with their dogs. And it's like, dang, why she look so skinny? Why she look so withered away and weak? You know, like, you know, and they like, oh, I need help. It's like, yeah, if you just throwing the same kibble, cheap ass dog chow in a bowl and putting it in a cage, of course it's what you expect. I hope that I help some people out there with putting weight on their dogs. I hope, you know, if y'all need any specifics as far as the supplements, the amounts, all that kind of stuff, if I didn't touch on them, because sometimes I'll be kind of brushing over stuff real fast in the video, man, just drop me a little comment. If it's another video you want me to do of, you know, something that you curious about or whatever, the next few months, I'm gonna have some time to put some videos together. So I'm really gonna be going hard on the YouTube over December, January, and February. So, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope I helped some people out there and some people's dogs, and y'all have a good one. Happy holidays.